factors in the world, you will be entirely different than if you're like, I hope I'm good. Your expressions will be totally different. Your tone of voice. You'll talk in a more convincing fashion. You'll use your natural voice instead of a scripted one. You'll be more emphatic. You'll be more real, more relatable. Our brain is like a circuit. And so if we introduce it with the proper wiring, you're going to go straight to your target. If you're unsure about who you are, then your dreams, your goals, they will never become reality. Everyone has mental doubts in life, internal conflicts. Even the most successful people that you look up to. But they don't live there. It's how you handle those negative thoughts in that exact moment and overwhelm them with positive action. And that comes with this utmost confidence in yourself that you can handle the situation. Trust in yourself that you are better than the moment.
The greats think differently. The greats see differently, right? The greats have a different worldview. The greats, they approach the game in a totally different way. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about ET, how you stay buffed up, ET, how you stay on fire, ET, how you always dripping, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people trying to break you and tear you down, ET, how do you stay strong? I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do, or that I'm forced to do, right? Something somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm alive, baby. This is the day. This is an opportunity. If you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you get there. I got an opportunity like that, but you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
All right, guys, welcome. 9 o'clock show, January 31st, last day of January. We are coming up on the 1 month mark. Guys, we will be 1 month out from launching. We are going live March 1st. We've got benchmark stats to go over with the Bitcoin AIs. We have got a lot to talk about tonight with the news. Boy, it's been an active day for the Trump world, politics, and the markets, has it not? Oh, my God. Tonight, as promised, we're also going to break down for you dropshipping. We're going to walk you through the online marketing for tonight, the online marketing training. We're going to teach you dropshipping and e-commerce. This is actually part one of a 5-part series. Tonight, we're going to go over the blueprints. We're going to go over the overview. We're talking about a 10,000-foot overview of the things that you're going to want to get in place, the things that you're going to want to get done, and how the whole thing comes together. And that's going to be epic. Guys, this is the 9 o'clock show. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, have not heard the 9 o'clock show before, it is different Monday through Thursday. Monday night, we talk about credit and finance and how credit is the spawn of it all. If you want to build wealth and you really, really want to build wealth, you're going to have good credit. If you don't have good credit, we got the tools for you here in the wealth plan. So get with the person who invited you. If credit is your need, credit is your aim, your short-term goals, get with the person who invited you and make sure that you get started cleaning up your credit. Guys, you don't have to hire somebody, pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever numbers it is for you to get it done. You don't have to do it. You really, really don't, and there's no reason to. And honestly, you're better off doing it yourself. So guys, what I want you to do is I want you to remember You have got to change your mindset. You've got to change the way you look at problems in front of you. You've got to look at how you tackle the problems that are in your life. Because when you start to make the decision that you yourself alone and only you can fix the problems in front of you, you will be amazed at how much better your life gets and how much more quickly your life improves. Nobody's going to fix it but you. It's nobody else's to do but yours. You have got to embrace this mentality. Okay? It starts first thing in the morning. You open your eyes. The first thing you think about, in most cases, is your bladder. You're not wondering if the air is breathable. You're not wondering if the floor is going to be saying, oh my God, I got to go to the bathroom. Now, if that's not the case, and nature is not pounding on you, you want to make your bed. Then go to the bathroom. If you're going to go to the bathroom, then come back and make your bed. Start with the little things. Start with the little victories in your day, right? Do the little things, and the little things will build, and they'll build, and they'll build, and they'll build. And then before you know it, you're accomplishing big things, right? Your dreams are your dreams. There's no reason to give up on your dreams. You just have to develop a plan. Now, most of you are here because somebody somewhere along the line said you can have a better financial life. You can have an easier financial life. You can have a better way, a better path. And you may or may not be on that path now. They may or may not have delivered that to you. Because I want you to understand something. It doesn't matter what vertical you're involved in, what products you're promoting, what things you're doing. It does not matter. These are universal truths about wealth. This is about life after MLM. This is about life after Facebook. This is about life after the hustle, after the grind. The goal is to stop grinding. The goal is to stop hustling. You have got to understand that you will not always be this young. You will not always be this energetic. You will not always have this burning sensation, this ability to work 21 hours a day. It will not always be that way. So you have to start planning now for when you don't have that energy. You have got to start planning now for how you're going to survive and thrive when you get to the point where your body says, hey, I can't do this anymore. And that day will come. That day will come for you. And when it does, if you're not prepared and you haven't built a plan and you're not ready, guys, I'm sorry. It's gonna suck. So guys, we want to talk about that plan. We call it the wealth plan, right? In understanding how a wealth plan is built, it's built on the wealth currencies. There's 4 of them: credit, debt, equity, and capital, right? Those are the four currencies for wealth building. And it all starts with good credit, right? Now, how do you get good credit? Budgeting, discipline, the idea that you're going to have a plan and you're going to stick to it, right? I know this sounds really common sense, and you're like, well, dirt, of course. Well, the question isn't, of course. The question is, are you doing it? Are the people you're helping doing it? And if you're doing it, look at your team. Look at whatever it is that you're involved in. Look at your team and ask them, are you doing this? Do you need help with this? And if you don't have the answers, that's fine. That's what the 9 o'clock show is here for. Guys, Monday night, like I said, is about credit and how credit starts and all. Tuesday nights, we talk about online marketing, online strategies, making money on the internet. Wednesdays, we talk about markets, market trading, stocks, bonds, investments, currencies, cryptocurrency quite specifically. We're really, really heavy on the cryptocurrency because we're at the very beginning of a paradigm shift in the currency markets and getting involved in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. If you are not involved in Bitcoin today, in 1 year from now, you will honestly be kicking yourself. You will wish you had. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but Bitcoin had another breakthrough on the resistance today. We'll talk a little bit about that and what all that means tomorrow night on the call. We've got a lot to talk about on our Bitcoin front and the Bitcoin mining. We've been benchmarking a single mining unit to build our baselines. We have another 1%, a whole percent increase in efficiency and efficacy of our Bitcoin mining and the cloud mining. The AI that governs the pools that we're interacting with has improved us. So we have over a 96-hour period, we've had a 0.75% increase, followed by a 2% increase, followed by a 1% increase, and we're now in our 4th day of the benchmark. Guys, I got to tell you that when you couple that with the rising value of the Bitcoin, I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited about our Bitcoin mining and everything else, what's going on with that. We should have approved language for you guys to really start pushing this hard, to start building your teams, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about the news. Guys, how many of you guys noticed that there's a ruckus going on with Starbucks? How many of you guys noticed Starbucks did it again? First, it was their first go around was when the same-sex marriage lady out in West Virginia didn't want to give a marriage license to a gay couple, and Starbucks got in and said, if you don't support same-sex marriage, we don't want your business. And then the Second Amendment was upheld by the Supreme Court, and Starbucks got into it then and said, if you carry a gun, you're not welcome in Starbucks. And they did it again, right? Starbucks, I mean, they're based in Seattle. Go figure. They're a pretty liberal organization, but they like to stand up on their podium and preach about moral superiority. Guys, I'm telling you outright, you cannot be the CEO of a publicly traded company and stand up on high and preach moral superiority and alienate half of your market. That's just dumb. I mean, this has got to be the dumbest smart guy I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, seriously, who says to half of a nation of the largest economy in the world, piss off? We don't need your money. We don't want your money. Who does that? And how is that not malfeasance? How is that not a breach of fiduciary responsibility of a CEO of a publicly traded company? How does he get away with this? Ugh! I have no idea. Okay? But he does. He gets away with it. He gets a pass. Now, the CEO of Gibson Guitars, how many of you guys know what happened to him? How many of you guys know about Gibson? Flip side of the same coin. The CEO of Gibson Guitar he's a big-time Tea Party guy. Huge Tea Party guy. And all he did was, out of his personal funds, make contributions to Mitt Romney. No, not Mitt Romney. It was 2010, to the congressional suite. In 2010. The Obama administration turned around and sicked the EPA on him for violating environmental laws in India on the teak wood he was importing. They weren't breaking any laws in the United States. The law that was being broken by the lumberjacks in India. But because he bought the teak wood from India, the EPA comes in with guns. I mean, this is the Environmental Protection Agency. What, are you afraid of the redwoods? What, you think the redwoods are going to kill you? You need AR-15s to protect you from the trees, from the trout, from the snails? Is that what you need? I mean, does that make you feel better? So they shut him down. They escorted all of his employees out of the warehouse in zip tie cuffs, shut him down for 60 days, cost them over $5 million in sales. Right? This is the insanity of what we're living in. But the point is, guys, politics affect the markets. When it got out that Gibson was shut down, their stock plummeted. Right? Starbucks today, they've got a huge market capitalization, right? They've got a lot of shares out there. And for their shares to move 1% to 2% in volatility in a day with their capitalization, okay, with that to happen, I mean, that's huge. That's huge. Now, you've also got ripple effects in what we call horizontal integrations, companies that you associate with Starbucks, right? Apple Computers is one. Think about all the liberally, politically aligned companies who stand shoulder to shoulder with Starbucks in the political liberal agenda, right? They all took hits today. Now, I want to talk to you guys about something you can do in stocks. It's called shorting a stock. Remember last time when I said you could make money when stock was on its way down? We're going to talk about what it means to short a stock, okay? When you short a stock, what you're doing is you're contacting your broker to borrow shares from somebody else, and you're going to sell them, right? And you're betting on the fact that the price will go down so you can buy them back at a lower price, which is closing the trade and called covering, to cover the short at the lower price point. And then the difference between the two is your profit, right? Now, if a group of investors, let's say hypothetically, a group of investors were politically aligned and really wanted to make a statement back at Starbucks, right? They want to drive the point home to Starbucks. Now, this is not to be construed as stock advice. I'm not a Series 7 broker. If you have questions, please contact an attorney, CPA, or a licensed stockbroker for further information. But if a group of people really wanted to really drive the point home and make a profit doing it, if a group of people continued to short Starbucks stock in the wake of bad press, protests, and viral boycotts and sales diminishing, guys, I went out this morning when I got up. I went out this morning just to see for myself. I drove by the Starbucks, which is right by the college, and it usually in the morning has a line going out for people who are on their way to Harris and Rock. Because I live on the Space Coast, right? I live by all the defense contractors, so all the executives. The drive-through is a double-lane drive-through, and that's backed up all the way, and the parking lot's full, and there's a line out the door, and I mean, it's just a madhouse, right? There were 2 people buying coffee at Starbucks this morning. Their entire defense contractor clientele was nowhere to be found. They lost probably between $10,000 and $15,000 in sales, and that's one store in a little tiny market called the Space Coast. I want you to think about that now. Now amplify that out. If you guys really want to understand, right? And that's a very good point, Michael. You can also look to buy stock and make moves collectively from Joe Muggs or other coffee companies. You can really drive it by creating volatility. When you're shorting the stock, it looks like a dump. So there's this mass exodus out of Starbucks, and then if you start to see uptrends in other competitors, it looks like a political shift in the marketplace, and that's what drives companies like the Motley Fool, these newsletters that watch the markets and they talk about the markets, and then you got the angry guy and Mad Money, Kramer Mad Money, right? And he's talking about it and everything else. And when the buzz starts to get picked up by the pundits, by the news media, by the outlets and everything else, guys, how many of you saw the movie Ride the Dog? Remember when I told you the stock market was an illusion? Remember when I told you that it was entirely perception and it was just a casino? This is how it works. Guys, the media moves the markets. The politicians move the media moves the markets. So if you're paying attention to the politicians, and you're paying attention to the media, and you're paying attention to grassroots campaigns, and what's being boycotted and why, guys, Trump is absolutely the single most volatile president we've ever had. He is more volatile than Barack Obama. Why? Because liberals march, because liberals scream, because liberals get the headlines and they move the media. Conservatives, we put our head down and we go back to our lives and we go to work. That's just the nature of things and as it seems to be presenting itself. So when you're looking at what's going on in the news, it doesn't matter. Remember how many times have I told you, it doesn't matter if it's a Republican in office or a Democrat in office. It does not matter. You can make money. If you have good credit, you understand how markets work, you understand how the stock markets work, you understand how money works, not currency and not wealth, but money, how money works, how the US dollar works, right? If you understand these things and you know how the media affects the markets, you are in a position to capitalize on a presidency like Donald Trump. If you wanted to make money under Barack Obama, you would have bought insurance stock at the first whisper of universal health care and mandated insurance. How many of you guys bought insurance stock in 2008? If you didn't, how many of you wish you did? Right? This is what we're talking about. You have to understand the political objectives of the person in office, and then from there you're able to monetize it. Right? What's going to be good? What's going to be good money for Donald Trump? Small business private investments. With deregulation of small business, guys, if you have a cash flow and you're able to start a small business for somebody, guys, you are going to be in the catbird seat. That's my aim, is to put you guys in a position where you're no longer doing the grind. You are building passive income streams consistently. That's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're here to focus on. That's what we want to be driving home when we're talking to these people. This is not a business opportunity. This is the opportunity of business. Okay, wrap your head around that. This is not a business opportunity. This is an opportunity of business. Okay, this is going to teach you how to make opportunities, not have one force-fed down your throat by a pushy salesperson on Facebook. Right? This is what we want you to remember. When you're doing this, when you're building and you're growing, and your income streams are growing, and your passive income streams are going, and your assets are appreciating, and you're involved in income-producing assets, you're going to have more time. And you can invest that time in enriching your portfolio. You can invest that time in enriching your mind, your body. How many of you guys want to lose a little weight? How many of you guys want to learn how to cook? How many of you guys want to learn a foreign language? How many of you guys wish you had more time in the day so you could do something for you? That's what we're here for. That's what wealth is all about. Wealth is not a great big pile of money. Wealth is a relationship of time to money. It's measured in days, not dollars. That's the difference, guys. That's what we want you to embrace. You are not meant to wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, brush your teeth, go to bed, get up, go to work, and do it over and over, and then die. That's not what you're here for. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Get busy living or get busy dying. But guys, whatever you do, get busy. Right? I mean, seriously, because it's time. It is time. What do you need to be doing? You need to think about 5 to 10 people that you can share this with that are interested in cryptocurrency, improving their credit, making money online, getting into real estate, getting into markets, getting into trading, any of it. It all interacts with it. It's not this one or this one or this one. They are a nexus. And not just a nexus here, but when you step out of pixel land and you leave Facebook behind and you go out into the real world and you start talking to the wealthy and you start talking to the upper crust and you start enriching yourself by surrounding yourself with millionaires, they're going to tell you, yes, I have a metals portfolio. Yes, I have a real estate portfolio. Yes, I have passive income. Yes, I have appreciating assets. Yes, I have all of these things. How do you know? Look around you. The average millionaire has 7 individual income streams. The average billionaire has, as if there was such a thing as an average billionaire, the average billionaire has over 120. How many passive income streams can you build in 5 years? How strong is your will to be wealthy? How strong is your will to improve your life and the life of your great-grandchildren? How strong is your desire to be better? That's what we're going to put to the test here at the Wealth Plan, guys. And guys, you're never going to get successful by being a looky-loo, okay? Get in, take the plunge, get started. Take action. You know you're not going to find this breadth anywhere else. You know you're not going to get this level of attention anywhere else. You know you're not going to find this much for this little anywhere else. And guys, at the end of the day, how much longer are you going to look? I mean, how many of you guys have lost your car keys? Who's lost their car keys? Show of hands. Show of hands. Who's lost their car keys? Who's ever misplaced their car keys? Really? That's it? That's it? Wow. I guess I should be on the short bus because there's not a lot of us. I thought more of us lost our car keys. How many of you have lost something? How about that? How many of you, show of hands, how many of you have lost something? When you found it, did you keep looking for it? When you found it, did you keep looking for it? So why would you continue looking? Why would you keep looking? Now, how many of you have been looking for your sunglasses and they're on your head? How many have done that? I've done it. I've done it a lot. Right? Yep. Guys, your sunglasses are right there staring you in the face. You know, true story, I went to DMA, and I was talking on the phone to a guy I was meeting at DMA in Vegas. I'm talking on the phone, and he's talking on his phone. There's a knock at the door, and he said, "You ready to go?" And I'm talking, and I open the door, and I'm still got my phone in my ear, and I'm talking to him. He's in the room. I'm talking to him on my phone. And he says, "You ready to go?" I said, "Hang on, man. I got to find my phone and we can go." True story. True story. No, I was not drinking yet. True story. True story. Guys, you need to understand where you're at. You need to understand your surroundings. You need to understand what's going on around you. We all have moments. We all get forgetful. We all have those moments where we're in a zone, we're in a trance, we're in a whatever. Guys, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. How many of you guys have noticed that Trump moves pretty quick? How many of you guys have noticed that Trump is just absolutely Rocket Man? Okay, I really dated myself. Some of you know what song that is. For those of you who don't, just don't laugh, okay? All right, very good. So when we're putting all this together and we see all this activity and we see these flurries, does it not make sense that we should get started right away? I mean, how many of you are making money right now? How many of you are making money right now? How many of you want to be making money right now? Guys, there's a little affiliate program that's built into the wealth plan. It's not much. It's not meant to be get rich quick. It's just meant to help you. It's meant to get you started. That's it, right? So invite people to the 9 o'clock show. Invite people to kick the tires. All they have to do is click the blue button. That's all they've got to do is click the blue button. And then when they click the blue button, follow up with them and make sure that they're coming to the show. Make sure you're on the show with them because they're going to do half of what you do at 1/3 the velocity. That's just the way it is. How many of you guys have tried to get a horse to drink when you took him to the water? And you know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend like you don't know. That's half of what you're going to do. That's half of what you're going to do at 1/3 the velocity. So you have to make it to 6 shows 3 times a week to get them on one show twice a week. Think about that. So where is your willpower? Where are you set? Where is your head? How ready are you to start driving? How ready are you to start building? How ready are you to take action? And guys, I know a lot of you are like, well, I want passive income, and I want passive income, and I want passive income. You don't just get passive income. You have to roll your sleeves up, put your hands in the dirt, and get busy. That's the only way you're going to get it, because nobody's going to do it for you. You see, that's the thing. So many of these ads out there in Facebook and on YouTube and everything else, no, just give me your money and I'll do it for you. I'll build a team for you. No recruiting, no sales. I have a question for you. If you're involved in the online MLM space and you click on an ad that says no recruiting and no selling, but it's MLM, how exactly do you believe that's going to do anything besides cost you money? I mean, really. I want you to think about this. And a lot of you say, ha, but there's spillover. Yeah, but spillover is for qualified people. So you still have to recruit 1 or 2 people. You still have to sell 1 or 2 people. So is that really no sales and no recruiting? Is that no sales and no recruiting? No. So then they tell you, okay, just put this ad out that says no sales and no recruiting. And then the people who don't want to sell and recruit, you're saying to yourself, well, wait, whoa. You said no sales and no recruiting, and I paid you, and now that I've paid you, you're saying to me I got to sell and recruit? I gave you $500. Where's my $1 million return? You said no sales, no recruiting, make $1 million. Where's my $1 million? I've been in for a day. How come I'm not making any money? This doesn't make any sense. Who believes this garbage? Who believes this nonsense? How has this been going on for 20 years? How is this continuing? I'll tell you how. Because you won't make a difference. You won't stand up and be the difference. You're going to rely on automation. You're going to rely on advertising. You're going to rely on this. You're going to rely on that. You're going to rely on everything but what is standing right there in your bathroom mirror staring right back at you. That's the truth. I know it stings, doesn't it? Don't you hate it when they poke you in the chest like that? Don't you hate that? But that's the truth. Guys, you want to get into drop shipping? How many of you think drop shipping is automatic income? How many of you think drop shipping is passive income? You've got to find inventory. You've got to arbitrage your inventory into your system. You've got to manage your inventory. You've got to manage your pricing. You've got to manage your spreadsheets. You've got to manage your advertising, your marketing. If you don't know how much you're earning per lead, you are not in a position to call yourself an online marketer. If you just know the profit margin you make on each sale, you're not an online marketer. You're not even a marketer. You're a salesman. You want to get into marketing, you have to start measuring and managing the commodities that drive your sales. You have to start managing and measuring your traffic. You have to start measuring and managing your headlines, your ad copy, your images, your emails, your subject lines. If you're not measuring all of these things, you're not being a very effective marketer, are you? Stinks, don't it? Guys, I'm going to start our e-commerce boot camp. I know that's a little cliche. Let's not call it a boot camp. Let's call it a business plan. We're really going to do a business plan? I'm like a real business person now. Oh my God, this is cool. I love this. Okay, guys, how many of you guys want to get away from boot camps and into business plans? How many of you guys want to get away from hype and get into making real money, continuous money, money that you can manage, money that you can rely on? How many of you guys want that? Instead of all of the Facebook, all the siren, the emojis, and the emojicons, and the emojicons, and the Decepticons, and all of the, yes, I went there. Yes, it was all about the transform. I went there. Yes, I did. Because I'm a geek, and I'm allowed. Guys, I'm telling you right here, right now, okay, if you don't start treating your online presence like a business, you will never make the kind of money you're looking to make. If you don't stop treating this like a hobby and start treating this like a business, you will never make the kind of money you want to make. So guys, Tuesday night, like I said, Tuesday night is about e-commerce, online marketing, online business. And I say that because it is business. This is not a hobby. It can be a part-time income, that's fine, but that does not diminish the gravitas of what you're doing. You are a business person. Now, what is the first thing you need to do when you get into business? Get your pens! Pens! Get your pens. Write this down. When you start a business, the very first thing you do is incorporate. By incorporating, you are maximizing the full potential of the tax code because the tax code was not built for private individuals. It was built predominantly for business interests because business interests create economies. Business interests create jobs. Business interests maintain societies. So the tax code is used to incentivize you to do something in business. How many of you guys know how much money GE made in the first 2 years of Obama? How many of you guys know how much profit they made? They made $1 billion in profit, GE US. That's not global, that's just the United States enterprise. $1 billion in profit. How much do you think GE paid in taxes on $1 billion? Nothing. They had enough tax credits. They had enough tax credits and deductions by putting their money to work in wind farms. How many of you guys have noticed the wind farms all over the United States are not active? And the ones that are have bald eagle carcasses all over the ground. How many of you guys have noticed that, I mean, literally, less than 12% of the wind farms are active in the United States, but GE put $200 million into developing them. At $200 million, they got a 10-to-1 tax credit. They got tax credits. They got tax credits for, yeah, wait for it, $2 billion, which gave them a net operating loss carryover, which is how Trump keeps his taxes down. What he could have done when he took the bankruptcy of the casinos, but didn't, he could have potentially taken $1 billion net operating loss carryover, which you can peel off pieces of for up to 20 years in the U.S. tax code to lower your tax liability. He didn't do that, but he could have done that. GE did do that. GE paid no taxes on $1 billion. Meanwhile, Republicans were vilified as tax dodgers. Let that sink in. So the first thing you want to do, incorporate. Now, there's a lot of questions. Are you going to incorporate as an LLC? Are you going to incorporate as a corporation? Are you going to incorporate, what structure are you going to take? Guys, I'm going to tell you right now what my lawyer tells me, and this is not legal advice for you. This is legal advice for me. If it makes sense to you, great. If you have questions, please contact an attorney of your choosing. My attorney prefers that my operating interests are incorporated. Not LLCs, but incorporated companies. Because the amount of case law to protect the corporate veil and corporate interests is mind-boggling in the United States. So his recommendation to me is to incorporate as an INC. Now, if you're going into a partnership with somebody, an LLC might be a better interest for you. Now, your situation may be different. It may or may not be a fit for you. Please contact a CPA and or an attorney to determine if it's right for you. All right? Now, step number two. Find said attorney and CPA. Let them know what you're doing. Do not hold back from them. These are like your two priests. Do not hold anything back, especially from your lawyer. Don't hold anything back from your CPA. Tell him what you're trying to do and let him know what areas you're working in so he can find you the best tax strategies moving forward. Because remember, guys, when you're in business, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you get to keep. Step number two, find an attorney, find a CPA. Got it? Now for the fun part. Step number three. Start developing your unique sales proposition. Why are people going to shop with you? Is your USP strictly price? Do you offer more value? Do you offer better customer service hours? Do you have something new, a bigger, better mousetrap? Have you improved somebody else's mousetrap? Guys, you have to ask yourself the one question: what are you in the business of doing? Now, this is important. There is a distinction that needs to be made here. When someone asks you, what are you in the business of doing, you don't say online marketing. Because each little pocket you're working in is a separate business. And they are completely different with completely different USPs, completely different strategies, completely different markets, completely different prices, completely different customer bases, completely different advertising, completely different marketing. They are completely different. Every deal is different. Donald J. Trump. Guys, I'm telling you, you have got to understand this. No two deals feel alike. And you are going to learn here at the Wealth Plan how to create opportunities out of thin air by being aware of what's going on around you. Okay? By being aware of what's going on around you, you are positioning yourself to make money. How many of you guys know about the Fair Currency Act? Piece of legislation being proposed that will allow in the United States the ability to use gold and silver as currency alongside Treasury Federal Reserve notes. I want you to think about that. We can actually potentially go back to using precious metals as currency in the United States if this gets through. So does it not stand to reason you might want to consider partnering up with a gold dealer and selling gold coins? I don't know. Being the first to market in anything always bodes well, right? So tonight we're going to talk about drop shipping. We're going to talk about e-commerce specifically. Amazon, eBay, Etsy, right? We've all seen them, right? They've all got the wonderful Facebook plugins and the WordPress plugins. And they make it really easy to drag and drop and plug it in and drag it, right? It's so easy. Oh, no, that's Geico. Pardon me. Guys, it's not that easy, okay? It is not that easy. But the first thing you have to understand when you're getting into e-commerce, the internet is a place of business. Facebook is a place of business. You have to maintain yourself with an air of professionalism when you are on Facebook. Don't get sucked into a prick waving contest with some guy over a political debate that could potentially come back to bite you in the rear on your personal wall. Do it on his wall. Don't do it on your wall. Guys, your persona online is your resume. It is the bio. How many of you walked into a store and felt really welcome, felt really comfortable, were ready to shop, the music was right, the lighting was right, and some beautiful girl or some handsome man said, "Hello, how are you?" And you felt good. How many of you noticed that you don't really see too many just like really ugly people in retail? How many of you notice this? I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, I'm not trying to be prejudicial, but I want you to think about this scientifically and let's be academically honest about it. They want, when you walk in, they want their representatives to have a symmetrical face. They want they want a certain accepted appearance of beauty in their staff. They want the lighting to be a certain way. They want the paint scheme to be a certain way. They want the carpet to feel a certain way, right? It's by design. The atmosphere makes you more or less inclined to buy something. Your Facebook wall is the same way. How many of you guys have noticed there are a lot of people running around Facebook with 5,000 friends? Do you really think they have 5,000 friends? Do you think they know the inner workings of 5,000 people's families, households, and kids? Of course they don't. Is there anything wrong with having 5,000 friends on Facebook? No, there's not. But if you're going to put in the work to build a friends list of 5,000 friends, understand that your wall is now your place of business. Understand that. So there is a certain expectation of comfort for the people who are on your wall. If you expect them to engage your business interests from your wall, it would stand to reason your wall needs to be pretty. It's got to be so pretty. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It's got to be comfortable. It's got to be fun. It's got to be uplifting, right? You want these things about your wall. You don't want the latest spat front and center for everybody on your Facebook wall to see. That's just dumb. Ain't nobody got time for that. So when you're putting your wall together, you're going to want to go through and you're going to want to sanitize your wall because your wall is your place of business, okay? You want them to feel comfortable, all right? So why are we getting into e-commerce? Why are we doing this? Well, it's really dynamic. It's fluid, right? If you get your hands on a product spreadsheet, does it not stand to reason that you now have a store? I mean, the product spreadsheet will have images of the products, it'll have all the pricing, all the descriptions. All you gotta do is figure out how to get them off of the spreadsheet and onto your wall. God, I wish there was a programmer who built something like that. I bet there is. In fact, you probably have heard of them. There's this little company called Shopify. They make it really, really easy. You want to check them out. That is a for-fee service, but there are free versions and there are for-fee versions, and there are hundreds of them out there. All you have to do is download the product sheet and upload it into the given interface, and now you have a store. And it's completely scalable. By adding spreadsheets, your store gets bigger. By taking it away, it gets smaller. You can scale it up, you can scale it down if it's not focused enough, if it's too focused and you feel like you're missing sales and everything else. But if you're not measuring, you're not managing. If you're not managing, how the hell are you growing it? You're not. That's the point we really want to focus on. That's what we want to drive home to these people, right? So when you're setting up your store, right? When you're setting up your store, step one, you're going to choose your domain. Where are you going to sell? Are you going to have a domain name? a .com? Or are you just going to do this inside of Facebook? Are you just going to create a page, plug in Shopify or whatever, WooCommerce or whatever you're going to use? Are you going to plug that into your page and that's it? Or are you going to build a domain outside of it? Now, step 2, you're going to find a service to create your website, the Shopify, the WooCommerce, your store, right? They're out there. There are dozens of them. And guys, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. There is no reason in the world. You can have an e-commerce store up and running in 36 hours if you really buckle down, okay? Now, once you have gotten through those two, now you're going to actually create your store inside the software. Then you're going to go into inventory arbitrage. What does that mean? That means you're going to take inventory from this company at a wholesale price. You're going to take their spreadsheet, you're going to take their product inventory, you're going to take all of that, and you're going to slap it into your store, your software store, right? Once that's done, it's now ready. It's all there. So now you have to figure out who buys this crap, okay? Who's going to buy this stuff? This is where measuring and management comes in. This is where ad testing comes in. This is where it all comes in. And on the next one, we're going to talk about the Facebook targeting system, Facebook advertising, and we're actually going to take this. We're going to take the store and we're going to put it into a Facebook. We're going to put it into a Facebook next Tuesday night. Okay, that's what we're doing next Tuesday night. So we're going to teach you how to target the visitors, and then we're going to talk about profit multipliers. Okay, how many of you guys know what a profit multiplier is? How many of you guys know? Does anybody know what a profit multiplier is? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone know? Profit multipliers are what you're going to take in, right? Profit multipliers are what you're going to take in terms of dialing in, is a phrase that you'll find a lot of. An ad campaign or to feed your first funnel. Now, you've got 3 models of funnels, right? The one that we're going to focus on is the break-even funnel. Most funnels are loss leader funnels, but we're going to talk about the break-even funnel. There's 3 of them. There's 3 types of funnels. You've got the loss leader funnel, you've got the break-even funnel, and you've got the profitable funnel. And those are the 3. We're going to talk about the break-even because I don't think most of the people we're going to come across are in a position where they can afford a loss leader. Okay? We're not going to focus on those. We're going to focus on a break-even. So your advertising expenditure backs out to some 0, to back to 1. So you're back where you started once you've made your first sale. So then it resets the clock and you reinvest your sale and you go again. And you reinvest and you go again. You reinvest and you go again. Now, you're going to use an email system like, I don't know, Aweber, MailChimp. You're going to use a follow-up system. Once they become your customer and you got them the product they're looking for, once a week, once a month, every other week, whatever frequency you're going to send it to them, you're going to send them a coupon, you're going to send them an offer, you're going to send them a new product, you're going to send them a feature, you're going to send them a touch. It's called high-touch marketing. Okay? Once you acquire that customer, how many of you guys have heard the phrase money's in the list? You guys have heard it? We're going to take that and we're going to bring that to bear in the profit multiplier, which is what we're going to do in the following week. Okay? We're going to teach you how to build a list and monetize that list. Okay? How many of you guys like the sound of this so far? How many of you guys like where we're going with this? Yeah? No? Yeah? No? Okay. We can go back to politics if you want. No? Okay, let's talk about money. So, how many of you guys know what the final step is in a profitable e-commerce dropshipping empire? How many of you guys know what the last step is? Rinse and repeat. You're going to do it again with a different vertical. You're going to do it again with a different product CSV. You're going to do it again and again and again and again. And that is your hybrid linear income. That's not trading time for dollars 1-to-1. That's not trading time for dollars 1-to-1. That's not punching a clock for a salary, punching a clock for an hourly wage. You are building equity in your list. Remember the well currency equity? That's what we're talking about. You own that list. You have the product, you have the products. Now here's the best part. How many of you guys know what the best part of this model is? How many of you guys know what the best part of it is? Anyone? You get paid up front. It's a low startup cost, if not outright free to start. A lot of these storefront softwares will give you your first 30 days free. Facebook is free. They plug into Facebook. And companies out there want to give you their spreadsheets. Guys, your only expense is advertising. Now, how many of you guys remember this crazy idea of your wall is your place of business? How many of you have friends who say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm on Etsy. Buy my trinket. And invariably, 10 of their friends bought their jewelry, bought their knitting, bought their beaded glass ball cover ornament sleeve thing. How many of you guys saw those? How many of y'all remember when those were in? Yeah, my daughter got into making those. She thought they looked neat. It was worse than Legos. Because you step on those and they stay in your skin and you don't know they're there until after you get your socks on. It's awful. I mean, a Lego smacks you, you know you've been Lego. You know you've been Lego. These beads, they turn up between your toes halfway through your day. And you're like, oh my God, what the hell is that? And then you gotta take your shoes off and go, what the heck? It happens. It's real. The pain is real. Stop laughing at me. Guys, I'm telling you right here, right now, this isn't like anything you've ever seen before. We want to have fun with what we're doing, and if you're not having fun with what you're doing, you're in the wrong place. Because as serious as all of this is, it's got to be fun. It's just got to be fun. So you'll have to indulge my ADD, my eccentricities. You'll have to put up with it for a minute or two, or 35, as it were. So guys, you can do all of this with no money out of pocket. If your wall is clean and you have a decent friends list and you find something that is in demand in the dropshipping environment, we're going to take you step by step to set up over the next 4 weeks following tonight, the next 4 Tuesdays, we're going to build you your first store on Facebook in dropshipping. Guys, I want to thank you all for coming up with the 9 o'clock show. Remember, wherever you go, there you are. There is no escape. We will see you all tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Ciao. And y'all are clear. You can unmute at will. Hi.
Hey, Jared.
Howdy.
No.
So, Carly, have you done drop shipping?
I had done a while ago with DSD, but I really did not like the fact that they were quite happy to have people get fake numbers and fake addresses outside of the US. Like for me personally, their explanation was, well, it doesn't matter, just go and find one. Just use whatever you can and put a fake one in. And that to me just screamed of a lack of integrity. So I just thought, nah, you know what? I do not need to be busted doing something naughty like that.
Well, it's hype and fluff. I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about. It's hype and fluff. So we want to get away from that. I mean, you're in Australia, Michael, you're up in Canada. I think everybody else is here in the United States, I think. You can find local companies that have inventory to drop ship, and, you don't have to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to, you don't have to be deceptive. You don't have to be fraudulent.
Yeah, well, that's what my issue was.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
And my other thing is obviously my me personally, I'm not speaking for anybody else, because I know that there's not a lot of people who are quite as aggressive as me, but my wall, that's where I put my cause and my crusade. I mean, if I would have nothing left if I cleaned that up. I feel like I need to go and get a whole other Facebook page.
Well, you know, I mean, you can put your causes and your crusades on a Facebook page instead of your personal wall. And then your personal wall becomes fun, upbeat, uplifting, positivity. You know, all the comfort, the creature comforts that the people who buy on Facebook are looking for. But you know, it's about maintaining your audience. I mean, you know, my wall. If I were going to do drop shipping on my wall, you want to know what I would drop ship on my wall? I would go and I would drop ship political mugs, political humor mugs, ball caps, T-shirts for the politicians on my wall. Kylie, your wall is a lot about the I guess we'll call it the takeover of Australia, between the liberal movement, the Muslim rights incursions, and what's going on in Sydney, and all of these things. There's a big flare. You got a big flare for GMOs, anti-GMO, anti-big pharma, anti-big food. You know,
I could potentially use all my causes.
You could, absolutely. You know, but what I'm saying is you want to make sure that there's no fights on your wall where you're, kicking someone in the balls, basically.
Oh, that very rarely happens because, everybody's smart enough to agree with me.
Right, okay. But the point is taken. Everybody has it. Everybody follows. Everybody good?
Good.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of.
Who's that? Who is that?
This is Audra. How are you?
I'm very well, Audra. And yourself?
I'm doing wonderful.
Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Glad you made it tonight.
Well, thank you.
What the point I really want to make is, so most of us have been on Facebook for a good minute, and the idea of going in and deleting content or hiding content from the timeline or whatever else, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of monotony, it's not easy, it's not fun. And the reality is, it's a story. You painted a picture. I mean, that's what it is by design. But there's a recurring theme. That theme is you. You are that theme. Whether it's cars or politics or Batman, I couldn't imagine who else that would be. I don't know. I don't know who that might be. But, so, it doesn't matter what you're selling. You got great recipes. Build a cookbook, build a recipe book, put that out, or a recipe for the day, set it up as a subscription. All of these, they're things that, home remedies, whatever it is that you're posting about consistently that's recurring. And it doesn't have to be one, because remember, your store is going to be set up on your page. You're going to promote your store that is your page. We're going to get into this next week, right? We're going to get into this more next week, but your store is on the page. It's not on your wall, but you're promoting your page from your wall and from your friends list. Because how many of you guys have a page on Facebook? Okay, you got a page on Facebook?
I do.
You got that button that says you can invite your friends, right? Well, the page doesn't have any friends yet, doesn't have any likes, but you do. As the founder of the page, you can tap into your friends list. Facebook lets you do this. You just check off who you want to invite. So if you build a store that's all about you've got the greatest baking cookbook ever. Cookies, cakes, and breads and sweetbreads and all. Wait, no, sweetbreads was Hannibal. That wasn't a bread. No, scratch that. No sweetbreads, right? Scratch that. It's like a part of the liver or the kidney or the brain or something. I don't remember, but it was really gross. No sweetbreads. But you've got this, and you've got cookbooks, right? If your passion is cooking, or if your passion is politics, who doesn't drink coffee? Who loves a good, funny coffee cup? I mean, I've got my Epic mug, you know, because it's like 4.5 cups of coffee. It's my Epic, right? But you get the idea, right? What is going on your wall? What's relevant to your wall? What is the marketplace of your wall? And then drive that traffic to your page. Now, Facebook's advertising, which we're going to get into in all of this, knows what people who are interested in your wall have in common with their friends. So when they're advertising, you can check off, boost this post to everybody who's liked the page and their friends, right? So it's not a mass blanketing of everybody. It's people who've seen it, so you're calling people back, right? And their friends. Now, why do you want their friends too? Well, one, Facebook is going to say, this friend of yours and this friend of yours and this friend of yours likes this page or likes this product or whatever else, right? And Facebook also has now the ability to put items on sale. So people in your friends list, when you list something as an item for sale, how many of you guys have seen that notification? 130 something, 150, 190, 72 items have just been listed for sale in your friends list. How many of you guys have seen this? How many of you guys clicked it? I did. I didn't know. I wanted to see what they were selling. I didn't know.
It's not specifically from your friends list, it's in groups where you previously advertised or that you belong to.
I actually got one from my friends list.
Ah.
The other day, I got one from, literally, I got one from my friends list.
Yeah, they also have it from your page too. If people subscribe to your page and you have it linked with Shopify, it'll actually notify them that you posted a new item.
Very cool. So, I mean, and that's all, and honestly, that's all powered by the HTML5 notifications push, which, for those of you who don't know what that is and how that works, we'll get into that in one of our tech segments on a Monday or Wednesday night call. I promise I'll break that down for you guys. But, you know, basically over the next 4 weeks, by the end of it, you guys are going to have a clear blueprint, step by step, that you can rinse and repeat, including how to find product lists, how to arbitrage your products, how to get products for anything, whatever you're looking for. So that's basically going to be the next month of Tuesday night calls.
Okay.
So awesome sauce. So does anybody have any questions? Excuse me. Does anybody have any questions? No? Yes? No?
Thank you.
If they come to mind, then I'll just hit in the group. Is that okay?
Of course, that's what they're there for.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you for the help and information. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's what we do. It's what we do. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, and I'm gonna be around for a little bit anyway. I think. I don't know. It's already 10. Yeah, I'll probably be up for a bit. If you guys have any questions or need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I will. I'll talk to you guys online. All right?
Thank you,
Okay,
Joe.
bye-bye.
All right.
Thank
No
you.
problem. You're welcome. All right. Good night.